Hello, my loves. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. We are doing a very late night or early makeup session. So it is currently 3:47 in the morning on a Tuesday morning, actually. Crazy day today. The school called and there has been a COVID outbreak, which is terrifying. So we had to deal with all of that today. I had to go get my son tested. We had to go get tested. And so my son will be remote learning for the next 8 days. And then possibly longer if our tests come back positive, but Lord willing, they will be negative and we will be fine. So just a bunch of everything's all a Twitter today. So I have not had time to really sit down and do makeup. Really for the last 2 days I've been kind of silent. But I was bound and determined, and I have a little bit of anxiety about the whole situation. It's just scary. You know, of course I want my baby to be okay, and I don't want him to have come in contact with it. You know, it is what it is. And, you know, I just don't even know what to say about it other than it's just craziness. It's just craziness. But makeup for me is not only a stress relief, but it's my happy place. So I was bound and determined to sit down and play with it today. I just wanted to do something that made me happy. I wanted to do something very light and soft. It's not super technical, but it is it's just very pretty, and it's making me happy today. I used my two of my new Moira palettes. I used Little Fairytales, really beautiful coral neutral palette. And then I used Happy to See You. I really love this one. It's kind of like a pink neutral palette. Really, really beautiful as well. I used both of these today. I'm again trying to use more than one palette because my babies are neglected. I'm trying to give them all equal amounts of love. There are some of the swatches for the shades that I used on my eye. There's actually quite a few different shades on my eye right now, and it's just given it a lot of dimension. I know it all looks pretty much one color, but if I was to just put one color all over the lid, I feel like it wouldn't have as much dimension as it has right now. I do think I'm going to deepen up my crease and my outer V just a little bit, but I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's very romantic and very soft. My skin is doing so good. So be on the lookout for a skincare video that is coming soon. I found some really, really good stuff. I found some things that are really helping just with the healthiness and with the glow of my skin. I'm really, really happy with it. My redness is like, it's still there, but it's not as like in your face as it usually is. I'm so happy about that. So that will probably be one of the next videos that I upload. Hope everybody is staying safe out there. Hope everybody's okay. It's just a scary time in the world right now, and I hope everybody's all right. I know that everybody isn't all right, but I hope everybody's surviving. I hope everybody just keep on keeping on. Just keep going. Just keep going. One more day. Just take it a day at a time. It's crazy out there right now. I already have my eyeshadow primer on, and I used my Believe Beauty today. I've been trying to alternate back and forth between my Believe and the NYX. I really like the NYX though. It's really, really good. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. I don't have my hair done or nothing like that. Like I said, I'm just kind of sitting here doing some makeup. I'm gonna start with the Happy to See You palette, and I'm gonna go in with this really beautiful like light pink shade. This is called Beach House. Really beautiful baby pink color. I'm just gonna go on a big Dew Color brush. This is my Dew Color 04, and I'm just gonna put this on my transition area. You're not really gonna see this color, but this is really just to make the blending a little bit easier. Not that I have problems blending the Moira shadows. They're so good. They're so good. They basically blend themselves. They're really kind of fantastic. Just a little bit there. It's a very, very soft color. Can barely see it on my eye. The next thing I'm going to go into is I'm going to go into my e.l.f. small angled brush. And I'm going to go in to the Fairytales palette. And I'm going to go in with both of these colors. I'm going to mix these two colors. Just kind of tapping into each one. And then I'm going to make just a little bit of an outline on my eye. Just to bring a little bit of shape to the party. You totally don't have to do this, and this is not necessary. I'm basically just going to blend it out anyway. Just a little, like, half triangle kind of situation. Just to give my eye a little bit of shape. Then I'm going to go over top of it with my Dew Color. I'm not this doesn't have a name or number on it, but this is just my Dew Color. It's kind of like a packing brush, but it's really fluffy as well. I don't know. I really, really like it though. This is from the Egyptian collection. They're so pretty. I love these brushes so much. I'm just gonna go over top of the line that I made, kind of fading it in towards the corner of my eye. This is gonna take just a minute to blend. I'm just going over top of it, but you see it's already blending. I just want to soften the line and really kind of spread and stretch the color. But yeah, the school called today, and of course they just said a Graham County school, so it's not like they said, oh, it was in the middle school, or oh, it was in the high school, or oh, it was in the you know. So nobody knows really what's going on. I'm sure that it will come out eventually, because I live in a super small town, and nothing stays a secret for very long, period. So I'm sure we'll know very soon, but it's just crazy. And you know, I don't judge anybody. If you don't want to get vaccinated, you don't have to get vaccinated. That is fine. It is your body. You do with it what you will. I'm not going to force my opinions or my beliefs on you at all. But I do think that, especially with like the Delta variant and stuff going on, like, we need to wear our masks. And I still continue to wear my masks. Whether they actually do anything or not, I just feel like it gives me a small piece of you know, a sense of safety, and at least like I'm doing something to try and help the situation. I don't know. But like, we can wear our masks, and like, I understand that, you know, people don't want to be told what to do, and people don't want to be told that they have to do something. Completely understand it. I'm not the you know, the best at following orders, for sure, but I'm also a mother, and anything I can do to kind of help keep my son just a tiny bit safer, I'm definitely going to do. And I just feel like I just wish everybody felt the same way. See how much softer that is now, and how blended it is, and we've kind of stretched the color into our inner corner. Looks really nice. It's exactly where I want it to be. I just wish everybody had that same mentality. I don't know, especially with the Delta variant going on, and just like, it just seems like it just keeps coming in waves. It's like terrified. And you know, I want so badly for you know, a little bit of normalcy to come back, and just, you know, a small, you know, just a small tiny little bit of normalcy back. and it just doesn't seem like it's gonna happen. I'm gonna go into Fairyland first. So this top shade, no, wrong one. So this top shade right here, and I'm gonna pack this on my outer corner. It's just scary. And then I found out, because my kid does not lie to me, at least not yet, which is something I'm very, very grateful for. But then I found out that Sean hasn't been wearing his mask at school like I asked him to do. And I know part of that is because, again, we live in a very small town, and people here don't really wear their masks. So he doesn't want to like stand out, or I understand it, but then it just makes it that much scarier because he's not protecting himself. And I can't be too awful mad at him because I remember being in school and I remember how mean kids are. I'm going to go into Myth now, and I'm just going to do the same thing. And I remember how mean kids can be. Kind of ruthless. But it just means he hasn't been protecting himself the way that I had hoped. So, I mean, and he doesn't have any symptoms or anything. So I really am not like too worried about, and I'm just blending those two colors together. I just love the richness of these shadows. I think they're so, so beautiful. Really kind of getting it up into that corner and down here. Just really pressing the shadow onto my lid. They're so beautiful. It's such a beautiful shade. Oh, I love it so much. And I completely understand it. I don't have to like it though. I think everything's going to be fine. I just was so hoping that this year would be a bit more normal, and that we would get to, back into the swing of things and all that good stuff. It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen yet. I'm going to go into the Happy to See You palette, and I'm going to go into this California shade, which is this really beautiful kind of like deep dusty rose color. Really, really beautiful. Same brush. I wiped it off. Same brush. And I'm going to pack this just up here and really blend it in to that darker shade so we get a really pretty gradient. But they blend so well. I'm not going to bring it down onto my eyelid. I'm going to keep it up in my transition area. Really blending those two shades together. See how seamlessly they blend? It is so beautiful. But then you get that nice kind of like darker. I just love the way the gradient kind of like works lighter in towards the eye. It's one of my favorite things to do. Still using the same brush. I'm going to go back into the Happy to See You palette, and I'm going to use a mixture of these two shades. So it's Ocean Drive and Vitamin C. So cute. So a mixture of both of these shades, just to kind of lighten it up a little bit. I kind of want this middle section to be the brightest. But yeah. What's going on in your part of the woods? Are you guys having to deal? I'm sure you are. But have y'all had any kind of breakouts in your schools? What's going on with that whole situation? And even if you do get the shot, or even if you do get vaccinated, it still doesn't stop you from getting it. And it still doesn't stop you from like being able to spread the virus. So again, I'm not quite sure what exactly, I mean, I know it does. I know it's supposed to help you from like getting so sick. I don't know. I just feel like we should be handling it a little bit better. I'm going to go back into, no, I'm going to go back into Little Fairytales, and I'm going to use this 4C shade. This really beautiful cool toned brown. It's really, really light. It looks darker in the pan than it goes on your eye. I'm going to use this on my Dew Color brush, and I'm just going to start blending and softening this line up here so it's not quite so stark. Really kind of fading it up into my eyebrow. I really like the shape of the actual eye. It's so pretty, and it works so well for my eye shape. And I feel like it gives it just a little something extra, a little something different, instead of it being just like a soft pink kind of eye. It's not really like a soft pink, but the whole eye look in general, I feel like is very romantic and soft, like the whole vibe, which I have been really, really into here lately. Like, I really enjoy like my graphic looks and my really bright, bold, colorful looks as well. But there's just something to be said about a nice, soft eye look, especially for like every day. I would totally rock this to the grocery store, 100%. And I'm just going back and forth, really gently, not putting too awful much pressure on my brush. Just really kind of softening and fading that line just a little bit. Looks much better now. I think this is such a perfect blending color. I love that they put this color in the palette. It's so perfect. It's like almost got like a gray undertone to it, but it still manages to have warmth to it at the same time. Oh, I love it. It's so perfect for up here. So pretty. Really, really happy with that. I'm going to go in with the same brush just while I have it in my hand. And I'm going to go back into, let's do these two colors. These two. And we'll put this under our eye. Just like a soft wash of color down there. Just so we have a little something. And then I'm going to go into and then I'm going to go into this Fairyland color right here. Just gently tap into that and keep that a little closer to my lash line, just to kind of deepen it a little bit. Really pretty. Still nice and soft, but we've got just a little bit of color down there. I'm gonna wipe my brush off because if I don't, I will forget. And then let's address the open space on our lid. I'm gonna go in with this really beautiful bright coral color. So this is Princess out of the Little Fairytales palette. I'm gonna go in with my Moda small shader, just a flat packing brush. And I'm going to put this shade all over my exposed lid space. I think with looks like this, where you want something really soft, it's all about like slight shade variations. It's just like that barely imperceptible depth and dimension that you create with like slightly different shades of almost the same color. It just makes such a big difference in like the overall eye look, because then you don't have like stark contrast, but you still have that kind of, I almost want to say movement to the eye, where it just kind of like, it's not flat. But it manages to look almost effortless. It is so, so beautiful. I am so feeling it. And of course, I love the color with my eyes. I feel like the pink tones really kind of bring out my eye color in such a really beautiful and special way. I love it so, so much. I'm going to go in with the same brush, and I'm going to go back into the little Fairytales palette, but I'm going to go into my favorite shade of the palette, which is this really beautiful peach shimmer. This is called Wishbone. Oh, it is so gorgeous. I have to swatch the shade for you guys. It is the most beautiful peach gold shimmer I have ever seen in my life. I love it so, so much. I'm just going to take the same brush, and I'm going to put this kind of like a spotlight, but not really a spotlight, because I'm not going to like, it's not going to be like super bright, but it's just going to add a little bit of sparkle and shine to the middle of my lid. And I'm going to bring that all the way up to my crease. And it just adds just a little something extra. It adds just a little bit more brightness to the eye, which I really, really enjoy. I'm going to take this same brush. I'm going to wipe it off. And then I'm going to go into this Magic shade, which is a really beautiful, like, light champagne gold. Put a little bit of this. That is not the color that I used, because it's pink on this side and gold on this one. So let's go into Charm, because I think Charm is the one I used. I think that's the right one. There we go. Put a nice kind of like bright pop. Oh, it's not gonna look right now because I put the gold on there. Well, you can't win them all, guys. Can't win them all. That's all right though. I'm gonna take the Charm and I'm gonna go up on my brow bone and just put a little bit right under the arch of my eyebrow for a slight brow bone highlight. Not too much. And then I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. shader. And I'm going to go into the Happy to See You palette. And I'm going to use this really beautiful kind of like deep purple, I don't want to say burgundy. I guess burgundy, like Merlot color. This one right here, it is called Boardwalk. And I did my nails, and then for some reason, the nail polish on this nail just kind of popped off. I don't know if I put too much base coat on or what happened, but the entire nail polish just like popped off. Looked like a fake press-on nail. I don't know how that happened. I'm going to use my e.l.f. Small Angled. And I'm going to start on my bottom lash line. And just kind of work it into the lash line. I love this color. I think it is so, so pretty. And it really brings like an extra dimension. It's just like, it's more depth to the eye look. I'm going to bring it all the way in to my inner corner. And really blending it out. I want it to be fairly smoky, but keeping it on my lash line. And then I'm going to do the same thing to my upper lash line. Starting at my inner corner, I'm just kind of like tapping the color directly above my lash line. I'm not making it too dark. I just kind of want that slight deepening. But I still want it to be nice and soft. So I'm only taking a little bit on my brush at a time, so I don't get too much pigment and go too dark with it. I love it so much. Now, it's almost not noticeable, but like it just kind of like deepens. I don't know what it does. I don't know how to explain the effect. I just know that it looks so beautiful, and it brings just another kind of added dimension to the whole look. I love it so much. It gives your eye just kind of like this smokiness that is so beautiful, and just kind of enhances like the soft, dreamy, romantic look. It works with the vibe. I love it so much. I think that's it for eyeshadow, though. I think that was all I did. I am going to go in with an eyeliner. So this is, I got this from Shop Miss A. This is the Santee Super Gel Intense Eyeliner. This is just in the shade pink. This was $1 off Shop Miss A. And what's so cool is the lid has a little sharpener in it. Which is so fun. It's so much fun. And it really is really convenient, because this will fit any pencil, and it's actually a really nice little sharpener. Before I do this, I'm going to go in with my Milani Stay Put Liner. I'm going to use my brown shade today, if I didn't lose it, because it's quite possible that I did, because I'm not seeing it sitting up here. Okay, I put it back. So Stay Put Liner, this is in the shade Semi-Sweet. It's just a brown. And I'm just gonna tight line my upper lash line. Again, the only reason I do this, for the most part, is to help my lashes seem more voluminous, just to give my lash line a little bit more volume. And then I'm going to go in with my pink liner. And I'm going to go heavy with the eyeliner. I'm lining my waterline. But I'm going to go nice and heavy with it. This is going to help to brighten my eye and really kind of open it up a little bit more. But I just love the shade. I just love it. It brings just a little something extra to the whole look. Excuse my very watery eyes. And it opens up the eye a little bit more and adds just a little bit of brightness. I don't know that my camera's going to pick it up the way that it looks in real life, but it's so beautiful, and it really is nice and noticeable, but it mixes with the other shades of pink that we have on the eye in a really beautiful way. This is actually a really nice eyeliner, and for $1, I really don't feel like you can beat it. I'm gonna go ahead and put a layer of my NYX Lash Primer on. I really do want like a nice kind of fluffy, volumized lash. I don't really want anything like long and spiky. I just want light, nice and fluffy, thick lashes, like a fringe of lash. And then I'm going to do some on my bottom lashes as well. Being very careful not to get my mascara on that really pretty pink eyeliner that I just did. I have a hard time with that sometimes. Now, if you had a brown mascara, I feel like that would work with this eye look really well. Just to kind of continue the really soft effect that we're going for. I don't have one. All I have is black. So that is what I'm using. But yeah, we're going to let the lash primer sit for just a minute. I am going to go through it with my... this is my Real Techniques lash separator. I really like to do this, especially when I want like nice fluffy lashes. Sometimes... Sorry, can't talk and do this at the same time. Sometimes I can really appreciate a nice clumpy, kind of clumpy mascara, but for this one I just want really soft lashes, so I don't want any of that spikiness at all. But now let's address the face. I don't have any kind of primer or anything on, but I am going to use one. This is my Pretty Fresh Colourpop primer. This is just the hyaluronic primer. It's just a really nice moisturizing one, and I think it smells really good. My face has been so shiny lately. And I know that it's because I've been using like vitamin C and my skin is just, I love the way this smells. My skin is just really nice and healthy at the moment, which is nice and I appreciate. I've been working really hard to try to get it to this point. So I'm very, very happy with it. But I feel like I don't really need all of the like super glowy primers that I usually love. They will come back into play this winter when I am very dull and gray and feel like I need that little pop of extra health to my skin. But for right now, we're just going to stick with the moisturizing primer. And then I'm going to go in with a little bit of a concealer. This is my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Medium Peach. I don't really do like a full foundation kind of thing, but I do want to put a little something just to help with the redness that I have going on. So I'm just going to do it like that. I'm going to take my damp beauty blender. And just cover a little bit of the redness that I have going on. This is almost a perfect match for my skin. So it's kind of perfect for just like spot concealing. It's not really going to brighten anything up too awful much, but it's perfect for hiding that little bit of redness that I get. I feel like I have just like a red mask sometimes. Put a little bit of it on my forehead. Forehead gets red as well sometimes. Now, if you're wondering what I have on my eyebrows, I just went really natural with my brows today. I kept them nice and soft, very natural. I'm just using an AOA Studios brow pencil. I love this thing. I love the color. It's really nice and cool toned, but it's not gray. I love it so much. This is the AOA Sculpting Brow Pencil in the shade Medium Brown. Love it. You get a really nice spoolie. I love this. It's nice and stiff. It really gets into your hairs and really kind of like puts them where they need to be. And then you have this really beautiful kind of like almost teardropped shape shaped pencil. The color is so good. It's got a really, it's nicely pigmented. It's really, really nicely pigmented. And the pigment to wax ratio is really, really nice. It kind of makes, it kind of coats your hairs in a way that when you brush them up, they really, really stay. And then, so I use that to kind of shape my brows and like kind of fill everything in. And then I go over top of it with my Revlon Color Stay brow fiber filler. That's what she looks like. I really like the brush on this thing. So you've got almost like a spoolie at the top, but then, I don't know if my camera's going to pick it up or not, but then you kind of have this little comb right here on the bottom. So it lets you like get more, I don't know. It's so good. And it gives my brows like a fluffier appearance, and this keeps them in shape. I usually go ahead and use the NYX Lash brow glue. I love that stuff as well. But when I use this, when I want like a softer, more natural brow, this is really, really nice. It fluffs my brows up, and it's like, it doesn't make them crunchy or anything, but it really kind of keeps them there and they don't move. So, so nice. I've really been feeling those two products lately. So now that my concealer is all blended out, I feel like my skin looks still pretty shiny. So I have been loving this lately. Now, I have dry skin, and I almost never, I don't ever use powder. But for some reason, I have been loving this. This is the Physicians Formula Mineral Wear Loose Powder. This is in the shade Medium Beige. It is so good. I'm not sure what it is about this powder, but I just feel like it's kind of perfect. I just kind of dot it everywhere. And it gives me a little bit of coverage. Not only that, but it's got SPF of 16, which is really, really nice as well. And I just kind of tap it everywhere, and it gives me just a little bit of coverage. But it's not even really for the coverage. I find that this powder really like takes care of like any extra shine without making me look too matte. Because I feel like that's my problem with powders. They dry my skin out to a point where I just look so flat and lifeless, and like they suck any kind of moisture out of my skin, and then they turn me into a dried up, dusty old mummy. And I don't think that's cute. My skin, I wouldn't say is like desert dry, but I would say I have normal leaning dry skin. Yeah, I would say I have normal leaning dry / dry. I have a hard time making products work on my skin if they're not hydrating. But I do have like some kind of oily, or like oilier parts on my face, namely like around my nose. That's the part that gets like the shiniest. So I just kind of tap this powder all over my face, and then I go over it with just a big fluffy powder brush, just to make sure everything is nice and evenly dispersed. And then also, this kind of sets the concealer so it doesn't move on me. And it actually looks really nice under the eyes. It sets the concealer under the eyes without making them look like crepey or dry. Oh, I am so, so in love with it. It is a beautiful, beautiful powder. Fix my nose ring. Also, it's got just a little bit of like a shine to it as well, which I think helps with the like not looking flat and super matte. I don't know. I really, really am enjoying it here recently. I use it almost every single day. I'm going to go in with a little bit of a bronzer now. This is Malibu Glitz. Again, I got this from Shop Miss A. I got it for $1. I have never used this before, so we are going to discover this baby together. It's super, super cheap. This looks like something you'd get at the dollar store, but I guess Shop Miss A is just an online dollar store, so I'm not mad about it. It's got a cute little mirror here, and then this is the compact. This is in the shade Honey, I believe. It's just the Malibu Glitz face powder. I believe this is in the shade Honey. It's nice and warm, but it's got kind of like a cooler undertone to it as well, so I thought it would be good as like a bronzer slash contour. I'm going to dip my e.l.f. Ultimate Blending brush. It's just a really beautiful, dense, domed brush. This is my favorite brush to apply contour and bronzer. Well, maybe not bronzer all the time, but when I'm like bronzer contouring, this is the one I really like to stick with. And then I'm just going to start buffing that out. I'm just kind of keeping it around the perimeter of my face. I have a fairly large forehead, so I want to try to make that look just a tiny bit smaller. I'm going to use it on my cheekbones to help contour a little bit. I'm making sure to bring that up onto my cheekbone so it doesn't look just like a streak of contour bronzer on my face. Just using light pressure and just kind of buffing that into the skin. I really am liking this color. This is actually really, really nice. It's got a nice warmth to it, but it's not pulling like orange or red on me in any way. That's actually really, really nice. I'm going to take a little bit more on my brush and go around my jawline. I also like to put a little bit by my ears as well, just to help kind of square off my face a bit more. I have a heart-shaped face, and sometimes it looks really round, depending on what time of the month it is, and if I'm bloated or if I'm retaining water. This is one of those things that I don't like to skip out on. I also have this little guy right down here. So this helps to kind of hide that just a little bit. I'm really blending that powder in because I do have a double chin. I don't want it to look like just like a strip of bronzer. I'm really trying to blend that in. But when I'm finished, you'll see that it really does help to kind of define my jawline quite a bit and give my face just a really nice shape. I'm going to blend whatever's left on my brush. I'm going to blend that down my neck again for continuity. And it just kind of shapes my face. It just adds a slight hint of a shadow. I really, really enjoy it. I'm going to go in to the same powder, but I'm going to use a different brush. This is the e.l.f. contouring brush. I love this brush. It's my favorite nose contour brush. I just love the shape of it. It's kind of perfect for like an easy contour. I'm going to very lightly tap into this powder and just bring it down each side of my nose, just to do kind of like a quick contour. I'm also going to bring a little bit under my lip as well. To give that a little bit more of like a shadow there, so it looks like my lip is fuller. Really blend that nose contour out. Really, really nice. I'm enjoying that. That looks really good. I want to do a little bit of highlighter now. Now, I have another Shop Miss A product. This is the Lumi, the AOA Studios Lumi Radiant Blush. This is in the shade Frantic Pink. So pretty. I'm going to swatch this for you because it's kind of insane. Look at that. It's like a blush slash highlighter. So I think I'm going to use this as a blush lighter. And I'm just going to put it where I would normally put my highlighter. I think it's really going to help lift my face a little bit. I'm going to use, for that, I'm going to use my e.l.f. angled blush brush. This is just from the Rose Gold collection. And this stuff is really, really pigmented, so I'm going to go really light and build up if necessary. I wonder if I should even use a highlighter brush for this. Let's try the highlighter. No, yeah, let's try the highlighter brush first. I'm just going to kind of swirl into here. And I'm going to start back here. Oh wow, I can see that already. And kind of bring it down and bring it around. Oh wow, that's really pretty. But it is super pigmented, guys. Like, this is not a joke. Really, really beautiful color. I think the Frantic Pink is like a really, really bright pink, and my eye look is kind of more peachy than it is pink. So I don't know that it's the best blush to put with this actual eye look, but it is really, really beautiful. It's really catching the light, and it's a really beautiful kind of shade of pink. I'm kind of focusing it more around my temple than anything else, kind of like that 80s blush style. But that's really, really beautiful. I think the highlighter brush was a good choice. I think if I would have gone in with my blush brush, it would have been too dense and I would have got way too much pigment on my face. Look at the way it catches that light though. That is really, really beautiful. It's a really beautiful highlight for sure. I do think, I do feel like I want a little bit of like a peachier blush. So I'm going to go into my Milani Tea Rose blush. This is, it's just the rose powder blush, but this is in the shade Tea Rose. It's just a really soft, kind of like peachy pink color. I am going to use my angled blush brush for this. Just to add a little bit more of like a peachy tone to my cheeks. It's pretty. I'm gonna do the same thing to this side. Really focusing most of the color up here so it gives my face a lifted appearance. Kind of tapping the blush into my skin. And then I'll do a little bit across my nose. And then a tiny bit on my chin. I am going to take a little bit more of the Lumi blush, and I'm going to put just a touch of it on my chin. And then for highlight, I'm going to go in with my Physicians Formula. I'm going to use the highlight in here. Really beautiful. This is the Butter Highlighter. And same brush, I'm just going to tap into here and put a little bit down the center of my nose, on the tip of my nose. And then on my Cupid's bow. I really like to go hard on my Cupid's bow. I really feel like it makes my lips look bigger. And then let's talk about what I have on my lips. So my lips, I'm really feeling, I feel like the peachy tone of it goes so beautiful with our eye look. For lip liner today, I used my favorite nude liner. This is my Milani Statement Lip Liner. Understatement or statement? Color Statement Lip Liner in the shade 09 Spice. Really beautiful nude lip liner. I feel like this color just melts in. To whatever color you pair it with, and it just goes with so much. I love it so much. Favorite nude lip liner right now. And then over top of that, I used the Revlon. So this is the Revlon, I think it's Super Lustrous lipstick in the shade 677 Siren. Just a really pretty kind of like peachy orange color. And I took this just on the outer. Perimeter. And then on the inner, I did just like a slight ombre. It's not super noticeable, but I notice it. And then on the inner portion, I put this is the Almay Lip Vibes lipstick. This is in the shade Girl Boss. It's just a really beautiful kind of like soft pink color. And I just put that on the inside. Gives me this really slight kind of ombre effect while still being soft and subtle. And then over top of that, I used another AOA Studios product. This is the AOA Studios Diamond Gloss. This is in the shade Girl Power, I think. Yeah, Girl Power. Really beautiful, kind of like peachy pink, very sparkly lip gloss. And I just put a little bit of this right in the center. So beautiful. And that is our finished look, guys. I will not bore you with putting on my mascara, but please know I love you guys so much. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I love making these videos. I love it so much. And I just really appreciate your support. Guys, please stay safe out there. It is scary out in the world right now. And yeah, I hope y'all stay safe. Hope y'all are all okay. Hope y'all are doing all right. Yeah, look out for yourselves, guys. It's not over yet. It just keeps coming in waves, and I hope that you guys stay protected and stay safe, whatever that means to you. Yeah, I love you guys so much, and I can't wait to see y'all in the next one. As always, I will post finished pictures on my Facebook page, Makeup for the Everyday Mama, MAHMA. So please head over there and check that out. Like my page. I really would appreciate your support. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. I would really love to hear from y'all. Any kind of suggestions that you guys might have, any kind of colors, looks, products that you guys think I should try out. I am open to anything, and I would really love to hear from you guys. Yeah, smash that subscribe button. I would love you forever. All right, guys, that's it for me for today. I will see you guys on the next one. Stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important.